At the end of a narrow road leading to an abandoned field, there stands an old house that has been empty for many years. Its roof is sagging, the walls are stained with mold and dampness, and the front door is always locked with a rusted padlock. People say no one has lived there for a long time. There is no electricity, no water, no sign of daily life. And yet, there is one reason why locals never walk past it at night: the figure at the window. During the day, the house looks harmless, just another structure forgotten by time. Dust covers the windows, and torn curtains hang limply inside. But after dark, especially after midnight, a dark silhouette often appears at the second-floor window. It does not move. It does not wave. It does nothing at all. It simply stands there, facing outward. The first time I heard about the house was from a friend who lived nearby. He said he had seen the figure many times while returning home late at night. At first, he assumed someone had broken in and was secretly living there. But what unsettled him was that the figure never changed position. No matter how long he watched, it remained perfectly still, like a cutout pasted onto the glass. One night, driven by curiosity, I stood at a distance with him and watched the house. It was swallowed by darkness, with only a faint streetlight reaching its walls. And just as he had described, the figure was there standing in the second-floor window. Its shape was vaguely human, but without detail. No face, no features, just a dense, black outline, like a shadow that did not belong to any body. What chilled me was not its presence, but the feeling that it was looking down at us, even though there were no eyes or face to see. The gaze did not feel threatening. Instead, it felt patient, like something that had been standing there for a very long time, simply waiting for someone to notice. We returned on other nights. The figure always appeared after around 11 o'clock, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. But there was always only one figure, and it always stood in that same window. No lights ever turned on inside the house. No sounds came from within. There was no sign of life at all. The neighbors began sharing old stories. The house once belonged to a family, but years ago they left suddenly. No one knew why. Some said the owner died alone. Others believed something happened that was never reported. But everyone agreed on one thing: from the day the house was abandoned, the figure began to appear. One person attempted to investigate the house during the day. Inside, he found furniture coated in dust, cobwebs filling every corner. There were no signs that anyone had been there recently, but when he went upstairs and stood exactly where the window was, he said he felt as if he was standing in a place that did not belong to him, as though someone else had already claimed that spot. That same night, as he passed by the house, he looked up and saw two figures at the window. One was the familiar silhouette. The other stood slightly lower, as if it had just appeared. The next morning, he moved away and never returned to that road again. Some nights, people say the figure does not appear at all. Instead, the window looks darker than usual, as if something is standing just behind the glass, too close for any light to reach. Many say this is even more unsettling than seeing the silhouette clearly. No one has ever seen the figure leave the window. No one has ever seen it disappear in a natural way. It is either there, or it is not appearing without warning, vanishing without explanation. And the most disturbing detail of all is this: no one has ever seen a light turn on in that room. According to some elders, the figure is not a wandering spirit, but the residue of a waiting that lasted too long. Someone once stood at that window, day after day, waiting for something that never came. When the house was abandoned, the waiting did not end, it remained, trapped within the space itself. From a psychological perspective, the figure at the window touches one of humanity's deepest fears: the fear of being watched when we believe we are alone. A window is meant for looking out, but in this story, it becomes a place where something looks back. The house still stands today. No one buys it. No one repairs it. Locals have learned to walk past without looking up at night, not because they doubt the stories, but because they believe them too well. And if one night you pass an abandoned house and see a figure standing at an upper window, even though you know no one lives there, remember this: the most frightening thing is not the figure itself, but the question of how long it has been standing there and who it is waiting for.